Hello, everyone. Welcome to our information session. We are talking about the F word, financial conversations for couples. And I am super excited that you all have joined me tonight. I hope to be able to share a lot of information, answer any questions that you may have about the upcoming group that will take place in January of 2024. Before I get started, I want to do a few things, but the first thing I want to do is because I want to take the opportunity to get to know you guys a little bit better. If you would do me a favor and just drop in the comments section, drop in the chat how long you've been together with your partner. And you can put how many years you've been dating. You can put how many years you have been engaged, how many years you've been married. But I'm curious. I want to know, what's the crowd like tonight? So put that in the chat and I'll be monitoring that. And I'm curious to see who we have on the line tonight. So while you're doing that, I'm going to take a second to introduce myself. My name is Lauren Staley, if you don't know that already. And I am a marriage and family therapist associate with ReEnvision. I am super excited and super passionate about working with individuals and families. But I have found my passion in working with couples as I do therapy. And a fun fact about me, I have been a forensic accountant for 21 years now. 21 years. It seems like an eternity. But I love numbers. I love number crunching, Excel spreadsheets, budgets. I like money a lot. Don't tell anybody, but I like money a lot. And so I've had the opportunity to combine two of my passions of working with couples and doing therapy, but also having financial conversations as I work with those couples. And in full transparency, they're both my passions, and I'm glad that I get to mesh the two together. But full transparency, I am really grateful that I am not wasting my undergraduate degree and the last 21 years of my life. So I get to do two things that I love and make the best use of my education and my experience. So you can see my excitement. I am really, this is something that is really near and dear to my heart. Finances is a big thing in many relationships. It's one of the things at the top of the list that causes challenges and distress in committed relationships. And so right up there, along with sex, many couples struggle to even have conversations about finances. And so my hope is that during our time together, if you choose to move forward with the group, during our time together, that we'll be able to start to break down these barriers and get to the nitty gritty of what's holding us back from even talking about finances. And if you're a couple like me and my husband, sometimes we struggle to find time to, fit in date night. This will be 90 minutes of couple work and date night, if you want to label it that. So that's an exciting fact for our time together. So before I get into the nuts and bolts about the group, because I do want to make some time if you have any questions or any concerns about the group, but I want to challenge you tonight to do an exercise with me, all right? And I need you guys to trust me. It won't be hard, but I want to challenge you to do this exercise. And like I said, this is a group for couples. And so if you decide to move forward, most of the work, most of the activities that you will be doing with your spouse. And so that's kind of cool. And I'm glad that we'll be able to fit that in. But this particular activity for tonight, I do want you to do as an individual. I want you to do it on your own. Okay? And what I'd like for you to do is I'd like for you to grab a piece of paper and something to write with, a pen, a pencil, a marker. If you want to get a little creative, tap into your, inner child, you can pull out a crayon, whatever makes you happy. But you'll have a piece of paper and something to write with. And what I'd like for you to do is just to draw a line down the middle of the page. right? So you have your left side, you have your right side, and in between you have this line. On the left side, I'd like for you to, as a heading, just write the words assets and income. And on the right side, I'd like for you to write the words liabilities and expenses. And what I want you to do just for about a minute, okay? So you don't have to make this, super accurate. Estimates are fine, approximations are fine. But you're going to write down anything that you consider to be a financial asset, something that is worth something financially to you, and also the sources of your income. And I'd like for you to write the categories and the numbers. And then on the right-hand side, you're going to do something similar, but you're going to list the liabilities, things that you owe, and also any expenses that you have. And this is on a monthly basis, okay? I realize that for some that are married or even some that are dating, but you combine your income or you share expenses, your form or your map may look like your spouse's or your partner's, and that's okay. There will be duplicates possibly, and that's all right. But you're going to just think about what are the assets, what is the income, what are the liabilities, what are the expenses that I incur, that I bring in to live my life, to live the lifestyle that I am currently living, right? And we will, as we, embark on this financial journey over the 5 weeks starting in January, we'll start to look at some of these numbers and we'll make sure that they're detailed and that they're correct and they're accurate. But for tonight, I just want you to recognize what comes up for you as you complete this exercise. What are the emotions? What are the thoughts that come up for you as you write these numbers, as you write these categories on this sheet of paper? Okay, so you're going to do that again as an individual, and you'll have an opportunity also to share with your partner. So I'll give you about a minute. This exercise is extremely important because money is such an emotional thing for most of us, right? It's not always about motivation to save or discipline to spend less. There are times, and many times, when our emotions dictate how we spend, how we save, the meaning of money for us, connecting to our family of origin. All those things are connected to our financial journey. And as I completed this exercise, one of the things that came up for me, well, a few things came up. One of the things, as I started to look at the numbers, was, wow, I felt really excited that there's some safety. I have enough to cover my family and create some financial safety. And so that made me excited, that made me proud. But also, there were a few things that I wasn't so comfortable with that came up. And some of that was guilt and shame because I had enough, but there were things that came up that I wasn't necessarily doing. And it felt like I should have more. And that led to a little bit of sadness and a little bit of disappointment in myself that I'm not doing the things that I know I should be doing. I'm not saving the way I should be saving. And so I have actually been on this journey of financial freedom for a while now, and I'm understanding my connection to money and my family of origin. And there are just emotions everywhere that come up for me, and I've been able to process them, get in touch with them, and then understand how do I create a healthier environment, and how do I create financial wellness for myself and for my family. So that's the point of this exercise. Money is really emotional. That's the simplest way I can say it. So let's talk a little bit about the group. So knowing that money is emotional, this group is not about creating budgets and spreadsheets and telling you to save this amount of money. This is your journey, and there will be some opportunities for us to look at numbers and crunch numbers and add numbers. But it's also to understand, what is our relationship with money? Where does this come from? And what do we do about it? How do we process the emotions? And more importantly, how do we talk to our partner about what we're feeling and what we're experiencing and what we have experienced? So that will be the purpose of this group. So I'm just going to go through a few, and I see some questions coming in, and I'm planning to answer those at the end. Hopefully I'll cover what you guys are asking, but I'm certainly going to go through and make sure that we hit all of the questions, because that's important to me, to make sure you understand exactly what you're signing up for. So week 1, we'll be talking a little bit about the meaning of money. And that could look so different. So I'm not going to give too many spoilers, but I do want you to understand what that session will look like for us. So during this session, we will, as couples, explore the meaning of money based on messages that we receive from our family of origin. There's this really cool thing that therapists use, and it's called a genogram. And it's an opportunity for the therapist and the client to come together and to create like this big picture of what the family of origin looked like, right? And there are symbols, and sometimes it can get a little complicated, but we will do that for our finances. And I promise to make it really easy for you as you create it. But it's really, really a fun way to look at, these are the messages that I received from my mom, from my dad, from my grandparents, from my teachers, everybody that I was connected to. And then to make connections to see, what have I taken from there and actually shows up for me now that I'm an adult, and that I'm a married adult or an engaged adult or a dating adult, right? So that's going to be super powerful, and that will get us started. The second week, we will actually start to look at the numbers. So if you hate math, that's why I'm here. And I hope to be able to help you in that area, because I really do love math. But we'll have some calculators, and, I can give you some resources in terms of, budgets and things like that. But that will be a good opportunity for you to really get a financial picture. A picture of what your finances look like, right? So we'll go back to, what are assets for you? What does your income look like? What are liabilities? What do you spend your money on, right? What are the priorities for you as a couple, right? Because that's important. And then we will take some time to start to prepare a budget, and something realistic. Some people hate the B word. I think the B word might be worse than the F word. I don't know. But it'll be an opportunity for us to do that together, and then also to notice what comes up for you so that you can share that with your partner. Okay. Week 3 will be, we'll start to build, and we'll talk about how to have healthy conversations, right? And so this is where we get into the emotional part of things, right? And being able to communicate what we're feeling, what we need from our partners, in our relationship, with our partners, etc. And so there's a really, really fun communication exercise that I think you guys will really enjoy. And we're going to sneak that in during week 3. Week 4, we'll start to talk a little bit about conflict resolution. Most of the time, when people have difficulty talking about a particular topic, is because there's some conflict there, or there's some expectation that there will be conflict there. So we want to be able to do it in a safe environment, give you some skills, some tools, do a little role play, so that you are prepared for this very hard conversation. And then week 5, when we say goodbye, we may cry, we may be, concerned, just kidding. But week 5, we'll actually start to explore some of your financial goals. And again, you will be able to do this with your partner. Most of these exercises would be with your partner. So there'll be some education, some tips and tools, but for the most part, you'll be working with your partner during our 90 minutes. And so week 5, we'll start to talk about the importance of goals. We'll start to create some goals together and with your partner, so that when you leave this group, you have something to work towards, right? And you can have conversations about what you're working towards, right? And so sometimes when we think about money, for some of us, we don't have enough. For some of us, we have too much and we don't know what to do with it. And so this group, I believe, will be beneficial for anybody, because it will be an opportunity to have those hard conversations. Why is it so hard for me to save? Why do I only save and I don't enjoy, my hard-earned money? Whatever the challenge is, getting in touch with that, but then being able to communicate that to your partner is going to be powerful in building intimacy in your relationship. So I am super excited, and I can't share everything because we'd be here all night. So I can't share everything that we have planned, but it's going to be amazing. It's going to be powerful. I know it, for your relationship. Like I said, I've been doing my own work on this journey to financial freedom, and it's been hard. It's been challenging. It's opened up a lot of things for me that I didn't even know existed. But it's been so powerful. The journey has been so powerful. And so I'm excited about my journey, but I'm also excited to help you. The group starts in January, and it starts on January 3rd. So it's right in time for the new year, where, some of us are planning our resolutions. Some of us are looking to focus on things that we want to do better in the new year. This is an opportunity to do that. And so January 3rd will be our first session from 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. So it will be 90 minutes, and it will be every week until the end of January, until we hit that 5th week. It is for couples. Again, whether you're dating, you're married, you're engaged. So I have done a lot of talking tonight. So we have come to the most important part of the information session, and that is answering your questions. So I'm just looking in the chat, and I see some questions that I believe I've addressed. But if you need some more clarification, please just resend it, and I'll be sure to make sure that it's clear. One of the questions, this is a great question. What is the cost of the group? So the general registration cost is $50 per couple per session. So for 5 weeks, it would be $250 for the entire duration of the group. We are running an early bird special, which actually ends tomorrow, December 15th at midnight. So if you're thinking about joining, you probably want to make sure that you meet that deadline so that you can take advantage of the discount. But with the early bird special, the registration is $35 per couple per session. So that's a nice little savings. We're talking about finances, so we want to stick that in there. So if you'd like to participate, don't delay, don't hesitate. Push the button and register so you can take advantage of the early bird discount. I also want to say The maximum capacity for the group is 6 couples. So once we reach that mark, we will cut off registration. And of course, we'll make sure that you're informed about future groups and, future workshops. But we want to make sure that the group is interactive. We want it to be a good experience for those that are participating. And so the maximum will be 6 couples. Another question we have is, do I have to attend every session? And the answer is yes. And not only do you have to attend every session, but the expectation is that your partner will attend every session as well. So when you register and you sign the consent form, one of the items that you will be agreeing to is that you and your partner will attend all sessions for the 5 weeks in January. And a lot of the sessions and activities build upon one another. So we just want to make sure that you're not missing anything, you're not missing any information. We want to make sure that it's beneficial and meaningful for you and for your relationship. Thank you for that question. It's a really good question. Another question we have is, this is a good one. And I didn't address this before, so I thank you for asking. If I live in Pennsylvania, can I participate in the group? And unfortunately, the answer to that is no. This group is currently being offered to New York residents only. Because of our permits and our licenses, that is what is allowed. And so right now, the group is being offered to those that live in New York. But fingers crossed, because I hope that sometime in the future we can expand and invite as many as would like to participate. But right now it's only for New Yorkers. So sorry. So sorry about that. But thank you so much for that question. I think those are all the questions that I see that I haven't already addressed. But of course, if you visit our Facebook page, if you visit our Instagram page, if you visit our website, or you can email us at contact@reenvision.life. If you have any questions, something comes up tonight, tomorrow, reach out and you know where to find me, and I will answer the questions as best as I can. Hoping that you all have gotten the information that you need to make an informed decision, and I hope to see you in January. We're going to have a lot of fun and do a lot of hard and good work. Take care, everyone.